Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this morning, Srimad Bhagavatam class and attentive japa. We'll carry on where we left off last time. And we're talking about Maharaj Prthu and how he was doing the 100-horse sacrifice. He's done 99, and King Indra is not happy that he might do 100. He's always worried about his own position. He thinks everybody conspiring against him, and they want to take over his kingdom. He has this curse, and so he tries to make trouble. So we'll continue. So in order to make trouble and impede the performance of King Prthu's great sacrifice, King Indra has adopted some means that in the future will destroy the clear path of religious life. I draw your attention to this fact. If you oppose him any further, he will further misuse his power and introduce many other irreligious systems. So Lord Brahma has appeared, and he's explaining to the sages, to Maharaj Prthu, that because they now want to kill him, they want to kill Indra, and he's saying, look, don't do this, and don't mess with him. Best we'll find out what suggestion is made a bit further on in this reading. So let's do a quick prayer first of all. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mukham Kroti Vachalam Pangum Lamyate Grim Yat Kirpatamam Mandeshi Guru Din Taranam Brahmananda Madhavam Shitataneshram Hari Om Tassat Narayam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narotmam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Madhuriyat Nasta Prishobhadireshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Pavati Nestiki. Hare Krishna. So Lord Brahma says, let there be only 99 sacrificial performances for Maharaj Prthu. So he's saying, don't do the 100th one. If Indra has a problem with it, don't do it. You don't need to do 100 sacrifices. Lord Brahma then turned towards Maharaj Prthu and informed him that since he was thoroughly aware of the path of liberation, and what was the use in performing more sacrifices. So Lord Brahma came down to pacify King Prthu regarding his continual performance of 100 sacrifices. King Prthu was determined to perform 100 sacrifices. And King Indra took this very seriously, because Indra himself was known as the performer of 100 sacrifices. He didn't want anybody else to do the same, because that reduces his pain. Just as it is the nature of all living entities within this material world to become envious of their competitors, King Indra, although king of heaven, so he's already got so much, but it's not enough, was also envious of King Prthu, and therefore wanted to stop him from performing 100 sacrifices. Actually, there was great competition, and King Indra, to satisfy his senses, began to invent so many irreligious systems to obstruct King Prthu. To stop these religious inventions, Lord Brahma personally appeared in the sacrificial arena. As far as Maharaj Prthu was concerned, he was a great devotee of Godhead. Therefore, it was not necessary for him to perform the prescribed Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. So a compromise was there to be worked out by the blessings of Lord Brahma. King Prthu would become more famous than King Indra. Thus, Prithu's determination to perform 100 sacrifices was indirectly fulfilled by the blessings of Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma continued, let there be good fortune to both of you, for you and King Indra are both part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you should not be angry with King Indra, who is none different from you. My dear king, don't be agitated and anxious because your sacrifices have not been properly executed due to providential impediments. Kindly take my words with great respect. we should always remember that if something happens by providential arrangement, we should never be sorry. So what is not in our control and is in the control Lord, then you know that it is happening for the right reasons. Sometimes reverses in our life, things happen that don't go to plan. Lord Brahma is saying that don't be agitated by that, because if Krishna is doing it, and especially if you're a devotee, then you should never worry, because Krishna has a plan, and maybe the plan is just not revealed yet. So don't worry. Krishna has his best intentions for his devotees. Krishna never want to see his devotees in anxiety of any kind. He doesn't enjoy putting his devotees in anxiety, but because we lack the faith, we become anxious. So there is no need to worry about what is happening that is not in our control. Kindly take my words with great respect. We should always remember that if something happens by providential arrangement, we should not be very sorry. The more we try to rectify such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest region of the materialistic thought, because that kind of thing is on the material platform. Sometimes the saintly or very religious person also has to meet with reversals in life. Such incidents should be taken as providential. Although there may be sufficient cause for being unhappy, one should avoid counteracting such reversals. Or the more we become implicated in rectifying such reversals, the more we enter into the dark regions of material anxiety. Lord Krishna has also advised us that in this connection, we should tolerate things instead of becoming agitated. So Lord Brahma continued, stop the performance of these sacrifices, for they have induced Indra to introduce so many religious aspects. You should know very well that even amongst the demigods, there are many unwanted desires. There are many competitors in ordinary business affairs, and the Karma chapters of the Vedas sometimes cause competition and envy amongst karmis. A karmi must be envious because he wishes to enjoy material pleasures to their fullest extent. That is the nature, or that is the material disease. Consequently, there is always competition amongst karmis, either in ordinary business affairs or in the performance of yajna. So Lord Brahma saying that this is karmic thinking. If you're competing to get one up on somebody else, then that's just karmic thinking. And we, as a devotee, we should not be like that. Lord Brahma's purpose was to end this competition between Lord Indra and Maharaj Prthu. Because Maharaj Prthu was a great devotee and incarnation of God, he was requested to stop the sacrifices so that Indra might not further introduce religious systems, which are always followed by criminal-minded people, as we discussed last time. Just see how Indra, the king of heaven, was creating a disturbance in the midst of the sacrifice by stealing the sacrificial horse. These attractive sinful activities he has introduced will be carried out by people in general. As stated in Bhagavad-Gita, yad yad acharati shreshtas tad tad evatro janha sayat pramanam kurte lokas tad anuvartate. Whatever action is performed by a great man, common men follow in his footsteps. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So whatever we're doing, we look at our ancestors, what they did, and if they were great people, then we think, yes, this must be okay. Sometimes we follow our parents, what they are doing, we follow that because we think, well, they're doing, then it must be okay. This is the thing. So we, as leaders, we have a great, great responsibility, whether we're a leader at home, at work, in society, in the temple. Very, very important that we set the right example. So for his own sense gratification, King Indra thought to defeat Maharaj Prthu in the performance of 100 horse sacrifices. Consequently, he stole the horse and hid himself amid so many irreligious personalities taking on the false guise of sannyasi. Such activities are attractive to the people in general. Therefore, they are dangerous. Lord Brahma. So they think, wow, I can do that. If Indra can get away with it, I can do the same thing and cheat people. Lord Brahma thought that instead of allowing Indra to further introduce such irreligious systems, it would be better to stop the sacrifice. A similar stance was taken by Lord Buddha when people were overly engrossed in the animal sacrifices recommended by Vedic instructions. Lord Buddha had to introduce a religion of non-violence by contradicting the Vedic sacrificial instructions. Actually, in the sacrifices, the slaughtered animals were given a new life. But people thought without such powers were taking advantage of such Vedic rituals and unnecessary killing poor animals. So people following this example of slaughtering animals, but without knowing the right reason why it was being done. Therefore, Lord Buddha had to deny the authority of the Vedas for the time being. One should not perform sacrifices that will induce reversed orders. It is better to stop such sacrifices. So if the sacrifice is not done properly, then it's better to stop such sacrifices. And the sacrifice for the Kali Yuga recommended is the Harinam Sankirtan, chanting of the holy name. Even if you can't chant that properly, Krishna is very merciful in the Kali Yuga, and he still allows you to chant, and there is benefit within that. But he does expect you to improve with time. The entire purpose of performing sacrifices is to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna is present in his form of Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, people who are intelligent should try to satisfy him by performing Sankirtan Yajna. This is the easiest way to satisfy Lord Vishnu in this age. People should take advantage of the injunctions in different shastras concerning sacrifices in this age and not create unnecessary disturbances during the sinful age of Kali. In Calcutta, there are many butcher shops which keep a deity of goddess Kali. So this is very interesting because people are following the Vedas or instructions and they don't really understand what they're doing. So there are shops, butcher shops, which keep a deity of the goddess Kali, and animal eaters think it is proper to purchase animal flesh from such shops. The thinking is prasad, because these people are selling meat and they're offering to goddess Kali, and they think they are buying prasad. So such shops are in hope that they are eating the remnants of food offered to the goddess Kali. But they don't know that the goddess Kali never accepts non-vegetarian food. They're all Vaishnavas. They don't eat meat. Because she is the chaste wife of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is also a great Vaishnava and never eats non-vegetarian food. And the goddess Kali accepts the remnants of food left by Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva would eat first, and then goddess Kali would take the remnants of that. Therefore, this is no possibility of her eating flesh or fish. Such offerings are accepted by the... So who eats these? If Lord Shiva is not eating the offered meat, then who is eating this meat? So such offerings are accepted by the associates of the goddess Kali, known as Bhutas, Pishach, and Rakshas. So these people who think they're eating prasad because it has been this meat has been offered to Shiva or goddess Kali, they're actually eating prasad, which has been eaten by the ghost and the ghouls. And then whatever you're eating, that's the mentality you will pick up as well. You will get that mentality because you are taking in the consciousness of remnants of these people. And those who take the prasad of the goddess Kali in the shape of flesh or fish are not actually taking the prasad left by the goddess Kali, but the food left by the bhutas and pishachas. So it just shows the nature of the people, with half-baked knowledge. They follow these things, but they don't really understand what they're doing. This is a problem. So it's very important to have knowledge of what you're doing. But it's an ignorant society. We're ignorant because we don't try to find out. O King Prthu, son of Vena, you are the part and parcel expansion of Lord Vishnu. Due to the mischievous activities of King Vena, British principles were almost lost. At that opportune moment, you descended as the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Indeed, for the protection of religious principles, you have appeared from the body of King Vena. The way in which Lord Vishnu kills the demons, protects the faithful is mentioned. Pritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha duskritam dharam sthapna arthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In order to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. So in two hands, Lord Vishnu always carries a club and a chakra to kill the demons. If you wonder why does he carry these things? And in his other two hands, he holds a conch shell and a lotus to give protection to his devotees. When his incarnation is present on this planet or in this universe, the Lord kills the demons and protects his devotees simultaneously. Sometimes Lord Vishnu appears in his personal as Lord Krishna or Lord Ram. All of these appearances are mentioned in the Shastras. Sometimes he appears as a Shakti Avesha avatar like Lord Buddha. So when King Prthu is described as an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, it should be understood that he is Shakti Avesha avatar, which means a Jiva, but he's an empowered Jiva, part and parcel of Lord Vishnu. So part and parcel means like us. We are also part and parcels, and is specifically empowered by him. That's the only difference. Any living being acting as the incarnation of Lord Vishnu is thus empowered by Lord Vishnu to preach the bhakti cult. Such a person can act like Lord Vishnu and defeat demons by arguments and preach the bhakti cult exactly according to the principles of Shastras as indicated in Bhagavad-Gita. Whenever we find someone extraordinary preaching the bhakti cult, we should know that it is especially empowered by Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, as confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahe Tara Parvartan. One cannot explain the glories of the holy name of the Lord without being specifically empowered by him. If one criticizes or finds fault with such an empowered personality, one is to be considered an offender against Lord Vishnu and is punishable, even though such offenders may dress as Vaishnavas with false tilak and mala. They are never forgiven by the Lord if they offend a pure Vaishnava. There are many instances of this in the Shastras, and even we should not do Vaishnava prad. That's the first offense. And Brahmaji continues, O protector of the people in general, please consider the purpose of your being incarnated by Lord Vishnu. So Lord Brahma is reminding King Prthu that what was your purpose of appearing in this material world. The religious principles created by Indra are but mothers of so many unwanted religions. Please therefore stop these imitations immediately. So he's saying that even though Indra is being silly, but you have the responsibility to stop him doing this because you're just making things worse. Lord Brahma addressed King Prthu as Prajapati, just to remind him of his great responsibility in maintaining the peace and prosperity of the citizens. So he's a leader, he's a king, so it's his responsibility. Maharaj Prthu was empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead for this purpose only. It is the duty of the ideal king to see that people are properly executing religious principles. Lord Brahma especially requested King Prthu to conquer the pseudo-religious principles produced by King Indra. In other words, it's the duty of the state or king to put a stop to pseudo-religious systems produced by unscrupulous persons. Originally, a religious principle is one given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it comes through the channels of disciplic succession in two forms. So Lord Brahma is reminding Maharaj Prthu was in duty, and how we should not interfere with the religious principles. The great sage Maitreya continued, when King Prthu was thus advised by the supreme teacher, Lord Brahma, he abandoned his eagerness to perform yajnas and with great affection concluded a peace with King Indra. So after this, Prthu Maharaj took his bath, which is customarily taken after the performance of yajna, and received the benedictions and due blessings of the demigods, who were very pleased by his glorious activities. With great respect, the original king Prthu offered all kinds of rewards to the Brahmanas present at the sacrifice. Since all these Brahmanas were very much satisfied, they gave their heartfelt blessings to the king. All the great sages and Brahmanas said, Almighty King, by your invitation, all classes of living entities have attended this assembly. They have come from Pitralok and the heavenly planets, and great sages as well as common men have attended this meeting. Now all of them are very much satisfied by your dealings and your charity towards them. So thank you so much. So it seems that this the 100th yajna, it was more important to King Prthu than to Lord Brahma, to any of the sages that were present, the demigods that were present. It was not so important to them, because King Prthu is already a great king, and there's so much auspiciousness anyway. And then why compete with some likes of Indra, who's he's just making matters worse. He's causing reversals. So what is it worth doing the 100 yajna? That was the point. What is the point? If something can't be done in an auspicious way, then what is the point of doing it? It's not helping, and actually just causing more problems, more loss than gain. So there is no point. And if something, God's, if God is not allowing you to do something and it's not in your control, then there must be a good reason behind that. So God's rejection is God's protection, as it's usually said. So that is the reading for today, and I would love to hear from yourselves any comments, any statements, anything that stood out for you, any teachings or realizations. I'd love to hear. And we can start from the top with Hina Mataji, Hare Krishna. And let me just welcome everyone, actually. Hina Mataji, Haley Mataji, Nityashri Mataji, Parveen Mataji, Sarveshya Mataji, and Radharani. Thank you all so much.
There's Ravina also
for joining. And Ravina?
She was there for a
bit. And thank you to Ravina
and there was
for joining.
I don't know who was that.
So thank you so much. And Hare Krishna, Hina Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Danva Pranam, everyone. Thank you for the reading, Prabhu, this morning. It's very instructive. I think the thing that sticks in my mind around this whole chapter is just around, and you obviously reinforce this, around the things that are outside of our control. We shouldn't be agitated. We shouldn't worry, really, and we need to, and I tell myself this all the time, we almost need to try and tell ourselves that Krishna always has the highest plan. He's in control. Things that are out of our hands, there's a reason for that. We do not need to worry. We are, we need to look at him as, we're surrendering. We're trying to surrender to him, and as part of that, it's having that trust that he's our caretaker. He's got it all in hand. We have nothing to worry about. And to trust him entirely, and to be tolerant where there are reversals in our own lives, and things are not going the way that we want them to go. That tolerance aspect is really important. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Anjali. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. That's a very good point, Mataji. And yes, now, thing is, even King Prthu he's empowered expansion of the Lord, and even he's not understanding that, things are not working out. There has to be a good reason. Sometimes we get so much engrossed in our goal that we don't understand, or we don't look at or we don't introspect or reflect on what's actually happening. And it's sometimes we need somebody, a bigger authority, a high authority, to come and tell us, just like with the King Prthu, Lord Brahma came and he reminded him for so many things. And I made aware that, look, there must be a reason that this is, if we're not able to achieve this, there has to be a reason. So very important to have a high authority, in our case, scriptures, and seniors in the temple, association of pure devotees, to remind us that don't worry, this will pass, or this is happening, and you stick to your bhakti. And if we can stick to our bhakti when we have any reversals, when things are going wrong in our life, there's extra benefit in that, because Krishna's watching that you can do your continuous spiritual life, even though things are happening in the background. There's extra bonus spirituality for that, and that's how you advance. Thank you so much, Mataji. Haley, Mataji, would you like to say something? Okay, Nitishri Mataji. Hare Krishna. Nityashri Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
You can't hear it too well.
Sorry, is it my turn or no?
Okay, carry on. Let's see. Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to get something out of the garage. I couldn't hear properly whether it was my turn or not. I'm sorry.
Carry on, Mataji.
Okay, I just
Mataji, you cutting off. I think you got a bad signal where you are at the moment. We'll go to Praveen Mataji for now. If you get a better signal, if you go somewhere better signal. Praveen Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam to everyone. I'm driving as well, so I didn't hear the realizations from Hina Mataji. Yes, very nice class. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah, the thing that stuck to me is like you said, we shouldn't be agitated if anything goes wrong in our life. It is all Krishna's plan. And I'll give you an example. While we were in India, we came to Kurukshetra, but otherwise, Vrindavan trip was very, very blissful. And, it was like everybody say you should not see the dham, you should hear it. And that's exactly what I understood, all the time, 24 hours, you can hear Harinam, and it was very, very nice. And I think 5 days were not enough. Next time we want to go for at least a month. And then we were in Kurukshetra, and there is a ISKCON temple. They're building a new temple, but it is like, quite far from where my sister lives. But I didn't want to ask my brother-in-law to wake up early to take us for Mangal Aarti. And we arranged with an auto man to come and take us. Me and Prabhu were out 4 o'clock ready, but the auto man didn't turn up. And then I asked the guard, it's a gated colony. And he said, have you got the number? I said, no, because I haven't even got the phone here. So he didn't turn up. But then I said to Prabhu, I said, I'm not going to get upset. It's Krishna's plan. There is something good. So it's okay. We'll just carry on chanting. We'll keep walking here. And if he turns up, we'll see. And then I realized the temple was going to close after Mangalarti because it's not many people turn up. And my plan was we were going to stay there for like a couple of hours. So we would have been deserted. I'd not managed to get an auto back. So I said, thank you, Krishna. But while we were walking, then I met this lady and she was asking, like who we are, and like she was very impressed because I was wearing a sari, tilak, and doing my mala like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was 4:30, 4:45 by then. And then I told her, I'm visiting my sister. And then she invited me to this program, but it was like held by Brahma Kumaris. So I said, yeah, okay, I will come. I respect everybody. And then like one of the Mataji there from Brahma Kumari, she, because she saw me chanting, and because I just took my beads with me, and she just said, oh, we don't have to chant, we only need to do meditation and this and that. And then in the end, because this lady then put my name to receive this, whatever, like they were giving, awarding women, you know, for it was like a Women's Day thing they were celebrating. And she said, oh, she's living in abroad and she's still doing all this. And I said, well, I'm doing nothing, but there are like so many devotees who are doing so much. I'm just a beginner. And then I had to ask for forgiveness. And I said, I'm sorry if it doesn't go with your teachings, but chanting is the most important thing. We can start with meditation, 5-10 minutes, but Srila Prabhupada, he has given us this chanting, and that is what is going to help us. And I gave other examples. So like normally I can't speak, but then Prabhupada, he empowered me to say these things and ask for forgiveness. I didn't want to offend them either. And then they said, oh yeah, aapke vichar bahut achhe hai, ye, So I felt so happy that Krishna wanted me to be there, and he protected us rather than being deserted like early in the morning. And so Krishna's plan is in everything. So we just have to understand, we just get agitated. And the other point I wanted to make was about seeing Krishna in everybody. So in like the shloka 5:18, the last line is Samdarshina Sabandita. So we have to work so where we see everybody same. And that is like to be in true Krishna consciousness. Then only we can say, yes, we are Krishna conscious. Haribol Prabhuji. Sorry, I'm driving.
Thank you so much. Yes, you did say that you might not be well, but so I forgot because there was no.
No, it's okay. My daughter keeps pointing, go, because I'm slowing down while I'm talking.
Sorry.
Drive
Okay.
safe.
Haribol.
Drive safe.
Yeah, and now okay, we got to the station. Now I can pull, like, if you want me to do chanting, I will be able to do it. Yeah.
Okay. We'll ask Surashi Mataji first of all. Hare Krishna. Surashi Mataji, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm here. Hare Krishna to everybody.
Animati, what do you think about this? Like this points here. One is about reversal. Sometimes we don't even understand what's happening, or we just continue, doing what we want to do. More concerned about getting results than to, think about, what Krishna wants. Does he want us to do this? Because things are happening which are not in our control. And the other point here, one theme is like all these religions coming from all directions, because the people are building so many own religions to cheat the public as well. And we have to be very careful who we follow. We should check like we do. Prabhupada says, read my books, find the information in there. It's all there. It's a science. You try it before you take it. Test it, and you see it works. You see other people, they have tried it. It works. It's a science. It's not something come out from imagination. So it's like that. So what do you think about this, Mataji, on these points? What do you think about the reversals in our lives? How should we how should we deal with them?
You asking me, Prabhuji?
Ani Mataji, I'm asking you. I said, reversals in our lives, how should we deal with them? Something that are not in our control.
Well,
What did you advise on this, Mataji?
things not in our control, we should leave it to Krishna. Let him deal with it, because it's not our hand. We try to do it, but sometimes we can't do it, no matter how much we do it. So just I would say just leave it to Krishna and ask him to sort it out for you, and with your heart and mind, and just leave it to him, because you can't do it's beyond your control. You can't do anything about it. We tried so much, but you can't do it. So you have to leave it to Krishna. That's it. That's what I can say.
But Mataji, you have these what do they call these public speakers who are motivational speakers? They're always saying that everything is in your control. You can do this. You can do this. You can. Yeah, you can. You can break the stars from the skies. Only if you focus, things like that. And we might feel such a failure. if you're not able to achieve things, right? So, how do we deal with something like that? Because on one side, you have these motivation speakers who are telling you that you can achieve anything. And then other side, we're saying, leave it to Krishna. Then what should we actually do then?
Well, we try. I mean, we've got so much ability to do. We try, but everybody's trying so much what they can do. But everybody got limited capability to do things. So you just can't. You just try what you can do and what you can achieve. That's what I say. But everybody's not. Some people are capable of doing more than the other one. So it's about your capability. You just have to try, and that what you can do. That's what I say.
Thank you. You're absolutely right. Because we're all different, and we try to achieve something that really is not in our nature or in our potential. I think wasting our time, hitting against a brick wall, really, isn't it? So I think you're absolutely right. We should understand
You
ourselves.
can do so much. You can do so much, but if it's not capable of, you can't achieve that. But
Yeah.
some people are better than you. I mean, they can do it. So when they said everybody can't do it. Some can do it, some can't do it. That's against the nature. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we have different qualities, right? We have different qualities. So, thank you, Mataji. Praveen Mataji, you have your hand up?
Yeah. The thought that came to my mind about this, Prabhuji, is when motivational speakers, they're saying you can achieve anything. They are talking about the material things, really. Yeah, you can get this job, you can get this, get that. And like we know, when we desire something, Krishna fulfills it anyway. So I think that is the difference between spirituality and the other thing I see always, like something bad happens, maybe not straight away, I'd always ask myself, what's Krishna trying to teach me in this? And then you see so many good points coming out of it. Yes, Krishna's protecting me from this. So yeah, that's how I see now. But maybe sometimes I don't straight away. I do get upset, but like the other day, I didn't get upset. Automan didn't turn up. We got up 3 o'clock early in the morning. But I said, no, maybe Krishna's protecting. First thing was maybe there was going to be an accident or something. So Krishna's protecting me from that. So I said, no, we're not going to get upset. It's okay. And then on the last day, we came to Delhi, and I was a bit upset because it was God Purnima and we couldn't go to the temple. And then we reached there, and he said, oh, घूमने जाओगे? I said, हम घूमने वाले नहीं है, मंदिर वाले हैं. We will go to the mandir. And I said, is there ISKCON temple nearby? He said, oh, 2 minutes pe hi hai yahan pe. So I thought, well, the Google doesn't show that. Then we came down, showered, came down, and said, can you get a taxi? We want to go to Dwarka. He said, nahi, mandir to paas nahi hai. Prabhuji, you wouldn't believe, like, it was 2-minute walk from there. It was a center, ISKCON center. And when I got closer and there's kirtan going on, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe her. Krishna, first thing was Hari Bol, and then there was Abhishek. We were there for 3.5 hours in the evening. And early in the morning, asked about Mangal Aarti, and we went there. It was just me, Prabhu, and the Pujari there. So it was so nice. So desire Krishna, he fulfills, because I desired to be in the temple for God Purnima and, make most of the Mangal Aarti wherever we could. And yeah, I just wanted to share that, it was just, we just couldn't believe it, in Delhi, just 2-minute walk, and, we spent our time in the temple. So it was so nice.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Krishna fulfills our desires. That's why, we should have very good desires. So he fulfills them. And yeah, it's amazing that when we leave things to Krishna, shouldn't leave everything to Krishna. We have to obviously endeavor things that are not in our control. We leave those to Krishna, and it's amazing how they turn out eventually. You think, oh my, Krishna, I couldn't, I was trying to do this much, but you have done this much for me. It's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Radha, you want to say something?
Hare Krishna, everyone. Very nice realizations from all of you. Absolutely, when you are into Krishna consciousness, when you are serving Krishna, you're doing the sadhana for Krishna, you're following the rules and regulations, you're offering the food to Krishna, how Krishna likes it, and then you're having the remnants. And then when you're living your life, leading your life all the time with Krishna in the center, you're doing all your duties exactly as you were doing before coming to Krishna consciousness. But you become like one of, those favorite child in the class for the teacher, who is doing all the things perfectly on time. So among all the 15 or 20 or 30 children in the class, that child becomes the favorite of the teacher, because in the back of his or her mind, the teacher knows that I can trust this child. This child is not going to let me down. So many duties are sometimes given to that child to do. So similarly, once we come into the bhakti, we become one of those, little extra favored. All the children, all the beings are favored by Krishna, right from little ant to Brahmaji to amoeba to anything. But because coming into Krishna consciousness, we get a little bit extra favor. Like they say, once you come into Krishna consciousness, once you start doing bhakti of Krishna, if you were supposed to get like so much, this punishment, it will only be given in a little dose. So, and similarly, a benefit, if it was going to be coming, for example, in 10 years, that benefit is going to come to you in 10 days or maybe 10 minutes or 10 seconds. It's all, the onus is upon us that how much sincerely we are doing the bhakti. So definitely, we all should know from these pastimes now that our faith becomes more and more strong, that we are in the right path. And I pray for all of you that we all advance together and associate together all the time. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Radharani. Okay, let's thank you all so much for your input. Sureshi Mataji, if you'd like to do the first round, please, and Puri Mataji do the second round. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.